The predator cubs were a problem no one wanted to admit they could not solve. They had been secured from a hostile frontier moon and brought into a reinforced training. Compoundivery safety protocol was in Placivary cage, was rated for heavy assaultivery. Officer on rotation walked in with confidence and every one of them walked out irritated, scratched, and embarrassed. Cubs were ferocious smart enough to learn patterns, stubborn enough to reject them. For weeks, security teams tried everything they Nuka-Mensch with steel dampening collars set to minimal correction of in. Controlled isolation when the Cubs refused to cooperate. Anything work at every. Instruction was answered with a low snarl and sharp-eyed defiance if they were not baring teethy. Were slipping into the shadows of the compound, like living, smoke-and-airing humans, with deliberate contempt, lie UTNANT, Kieran Holt. Watched the routine unfold from the side rail SARM's fold-a-jaw. Tithe had seen riots, boarding actions, and hostage standoffs. Should have been complete. Was not the R impossible, one officer? Motor read thee. Do not follow anyone. Another snapped. HOLT did not respond. Did not need Toth evidence. Prowled right in front of Thempton. The human cadet arrived. She was not loud. Was not aggressive. Did not carry the rigid posture the handlers use like armor. Stepped into the compound with calm confidence. Barking order. Snow raised voice. Threat displace. Displace just quiet controls. He moved through the facility with a light. Measured pace, hands relaxed, shoulders loose even. Her breathing looked. Deference dedrinchen or playful officers noticed. Cubs noticed first. They lifted their heads together, ears flicking noses. Sampling the air, claws tapping against the metal. Floor, their bodies tightening, ready for cow security teams. Shifted ready to intervanity. Cadet did not flinch, paused in the center of the compound she led. The space settled thin. She looked directly at the cub sand. She smiled a real smile, not a nervous one. Out of Forstonia, warm, steady smilelight. Did not ask for permission. Did not beg for safety for. A moment nothing happened. Apaned's cubs stared as if they were reading her tales, twitching eyes narrowing. Calculatong felt a tension rise in his necks. Was where the cubs usually tested bound our ears, lung ping handlers to retreat. They did not, slowly and so subtly the officers almost missed. If tension began to drain from the cubsin. The cub stepped forward and stopped bedthin, took another. Step another, follow with, circling wide sniffing carefilias. If the air itself had changed. HOLT did not blink. The largest cub was sleek in midnight black. Its amber eyes glowed faint light, moved with the confidence of a born hunter. It approached the cadet. Like it was judging her worth. Security held their breath. Cub raised its head and gently pressed its muzzle against her hand. Cadet chuckled soft lith. Sound was not loud, but it carried something the room had not felt in weeks, as if a chenny. Second cub rolled onto its back paws, folding belly. Expectant submission from Fortress thou. One officer whispered, Edho, is she doing this? Cadet crouched until she was level with them. Not towering, not dominant. Tingus, present thee, are not disobedient. She said calmly. Thiar, discerning. She moved her hands slowly, letting them choose the distancity. Choose who they respect. Toel felt his throat tighten. Beckos. It was true. Every officer had tried to break the cubs into compliance. Cadet did not try to break anything. She offered them a choice and somehow they chose. Hearth change did not stay subtle, for lone comments ignored for weeks now, landed differently. Hand. The cadet extended her hand and asked the cubs to sit. The deer's forward, eyes bright alert. With interest instead of anger. One, she asked them to circle her. They flowed into motion, like a coordinated pack leaping, with graceful precision tails. Flicking in rhythm. This was not obedience earned through threat. It was attention earned through trust. Cubs followed her not because they feared her. They followed her because they recognized something rare, calm authority, confidence and respect that treated them as intelligent. Buying snot weapons and training the security officers exchanged stunned looks. Weeks of strict protocol had achieved nothing. A single human cadet had bridged the gap with understanding. Goss. The day went on. The compound transformeth. Cubs, once restless, snarling, and unpredictable, moved through drills with focused energy, returning to the cadet again and again, like gravity pulled them back, never forced them. She Gadesh. Rewarded smiled. The evening, even Holt could not hide disbelief. As humans he muttered thee, or something else. As cadet did not claim any special gift. She knelt among the cubs gently, brushing her fingers through the fur of the smallest. One thee are not mine to control, she said softly. Mine to earn trust fromond. In that moment everyone understood what had happened. Shed not broken their wilsh, had earned their respect as the sun sank beyond the compound horizon. Cubs curled around her, living proof of humanity's strangest strength. Officers walked away quieter than they ever, carrying a lesson that would last longer than any protocol. Humans led with understanding, instead of perceiving the wildest creatures. Did not bow from fur they bowed, because they chose toned in a galaxy filled with roarstat choice, echoed louder than any command. Ever could asterisk thanks for watching Neon Cub? Tell us if this story grabbed you, hit like right now, comment your favorite moment, and tell me which cub was the most savage. Share this with a friend who loves HFY Sci-Fi. Subscribe to Neon Cub Tales because the next story is even more intense.